Hi, I'm Michele Jacobs, the Humane Educator here at Equine Advocates. You may remember from our last video we learned all about horse colorings. But not only do they have colorings that make them special, they also have markings. Now each horse has different markings, different colorings, and together that makes them even more special. So we learned all about the colors we have here at the sanctuary. Now let's take a look at all the markings we have here at the sanctuary. Are you ready? Let's go take a look. This is Janie. Janie has a marking called a stripe, and it's called a stripe because it's a narrow strip from the forehead all the way down to the muzzle. Now stripes can vary in length, they don't have to reach all the way down to the muzzle, but what you're looking at is a narrow strip down the face, and that's what Janie has. And she has a unique stripe in the sense that she has a very unique shape that almost looks like a goose. Do you see it? And this is Wyatt. Wyatt has a blaze. And he has a blaze and not a stripe because his marking is wider and more prominent than a stripe. A stripe is narrow, a blaze is wider. It can still go from the forehead down to the muzzle, but like we said, it's wider, right? So Wyatt has a very handsome blaze. And this is Gloria. Gloria has a snip. Now, a snip is a white marking or a white patch on the muzzle. Now, it could be small in between the nostrils, or it could be larger, covering the whole muzzle. So Gloria has a snip. And this is Tim. Tim has a star on his forehead. Any horse that has a white marking in between the eyes is considered to have a star. Isn't it gorgeous? Now, stars can be all shapes and all sizes. They can be irregular shaped, or they can look like a star. But Tim has a beautiful, handsome star. And this is Bandit. Bandit has a unique facial marking. It's called a bald face. Now the reason it's called a bald face is because, as you can see, it takes up most of his face. It's wider than a blaze, and it's considered bald when the white marking goes above at least one eye or both. So Bandit has a bald face. Now if you look at his legs, he also has leg markings. Now he has full stockings on his back legs, which means they go above, the white marking goes above the hock. And he has a full stocking on his front leg, and I would consider this a stocking as well. So he has 4 stockings on his legs. And this is Denny. Denny has a half stocking on his front foreleg. The reason it's a half stocking is because the white marking goes from the hoof line to the middle of the cannon bone. Therefore, Denny has a very handsome half stocking. And this is Lily. Lily has 2 socks on her back feet. Now, they're considered socks because they go from the hoof just past the fetlock, but not to the knee or the hock. Now, if it's on the back legs like hers are, her marking doesn't go past her hock. If it was on the front legs, the marking wouldn't go past the knee, and that's considered socks. So she has 2 socks, and this is the most common marking for legs on horses. And this is Bibi. Bibi has 2 pastern markings on her back legs. The white marking goes from her hoof and ends before the fetlock. So she has 2 beautiful pastern markings. And this is the very handsome Nelson. And if you look really closely at his back leg, you'll notice that he has a marking called a coronet band. A coronet band is a white patch of hair no more than 1 inch high from the hoof line. So he has a coronet band. This is Kachina. She is one of our Mustangs here. She has a very special marking on her. She has a dorsal stripe along her neck from her withers to her backside, and she also, if you look really closely on her legs, almost has like a zebra stripe pattern on her legs. They are called primitive markings, and that classifies her as a dun. We hope you enjoyed learning all about horse markings. Now I'm going to give you a test. This is Bo. Can you take a look at his forehead and tell me what kind of marking he has? Right in between his eyes. If you guessed star, you would be correct. Now horses can have multiple markings, and there are a lot of markings here at our sanctuary that we do not have. But maybe the next time you're around horses, you'll be able to identify these markings all on your own. Maybe they'll have a single marking, maybe they'll have multiple. I hope you enjoyed learning about markings. Have a great day.